Hey, what's up? So today I'm recording this whole video on a mobile phone, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. And you might be thinking, well, why are you using a mobile phone instead of your normal cinema cameras, Charlie, for your whole YouTube channel? Well, one, that thing's in my pocket all the time. And two, Moment, the brand, decided to send me some gear out, which I really want to test out, and therefore a mobile phone. All right, so let's dive into all the goodies that I want to test out in this video. First things first, we have a case from Moment. Assortment of lenses, we have an anamorphic lens, we have a telephoto lens, a wide angle lens. And then we have an assortment of items like holders and stuff like that to make them all work together. Not to mention there's two filters which I've hidden away. Yeah, I hidden those filters away in this handy little sling bag, which has a very peculiar name here in the UK. But yeah, anyway, I have some filters in here. We have two filters. We have a diffusion filter and a variable ND filter. All right, so let's step away from this really busy, annoyingly loud road and let's head out into the forest and just go to show you how good these items are and how they're gonna step up your game if you're ever thinking about shooting videos on your mobile phone for, say, YouTube or social media. So far, you've been watching everything through the standard lens on the Samsung. Boy, oh boy, it's about to get way better. All right, let's dive in. Let's talk about this case. This case is absolutely epic. I'd love to show you the actual physical case, but it's attached to the phone right now so that we can make this whole video, right? But this case, is there a name for this one? It's just called case. But what this allows me to do is actually attach these big lenses on there. You see the size of these lenses on there? What I'm gonna do is gonna show you some B-roll of the actual case itself. But when you're looking at the case, it is really well built. You got rounded edges on this thing. You got these beautiful buttons that make a really nice clicking contact down to the phone. And you look at the back of the actual case itself and you've got this nice soft fabric on there with the Moment engraving of the logo. And before we move on to the cameras, let's just move to the inside of the case, right? The inside of the case is actually lined. It's like velvet lined or something like that, so it keeps the back of your phone smooth and the case itself is not scratching the phone inside of it, which I think is just taking that next level of quality, you know, to a whole different stage. It's also MagSafe as well. I'm not really a user of MagSafe, but it will help with those situations if you're using a MagSafe charger or anything like that. And now let's talk about the actual real reason why you'll buy this case in general. Looking at the back of the case itself, you'll notice that all the lenses are completely protected. They're flushed and they're embossed into the case itself. I had a case on my phone previously before this one, and a few of my lenses, I think my two telephoto lenses, were actually like sticking out of the case, so they were scratching on things, which wasn't smart. These ones are fully secure and enclosed inside the case. What you'll also notice as well is these two little notches on here which allow us to adapt lenses. Now you need specific types of lenses from Moment. I think they're called T-series lenses, right? Yeah, so they're T-series lenses that will attach into these locking mechanisms on this particular case here. But if you're looking for a decent case, more than decent, a high level, a high premium case, this case from Moment is absolutely banging. And if you are going to improve your quality of making videos with your phone, then I think this is a case you need to look into, because the lenses that can get attached to this thing really will step up the game. So let's move on to lenses. All right, so first of all, we have the wide 18mm lens from Moment. Now, when I was actually testing this lens out initially, I noticed that it worked better for photography on this particular camera than it did for adding width. And I think that's because when we're shooting video on the S24, it's not as wide natively from the main lens as what it normally would be. I wonder if that's just shooting in 8K. Right now I'm shooting in 4K, so maybe it'll look a lot better. But let's just grab this little lens out. I've actually taken off the, I don't know if you can see that there, but I've taken off the little lens hood that comes with it, just so I can add some filtration and things like that on there. There is a little protector here, as you can see, that I'm holding up. Sorry, it's hard to hold everything here. But let's pop this lens on so you can see the difference, and we'll do it during this video right now. So we'll just pop that down here. And then you'll notice, before I put it on, it's got the little bracket there, no bracket, it's got the mount-in link. So let's just go and line this up and pop this on. Let's go and do that. Right then, so now I should be wider. One thing you may be noticing, and this is why I never really use mobile phones, because it's always difficult to filtration and set up filtration, sorry, but you probably notice the background may be like blown out completely right now. And this is where my beautiful slinging fanny will come into play, and I can get my little filtration holders here. So this is the filter mount for, I hope the tree doesn't fall on me today. This is for a 67mm, and all these are 67mm. So let's just slide this on here, well, screw this on. And this is gonna allow, oh Lord, hold on. Why do I do this while I'm recording? I'm a glutton for pain, and I'm sorry for any loud sounds that I was just producing. So now we can grab our filters, and let's grab variable ND filter. So now we can screw this in. Let's bring that down to, now we've got full control. Right. I was a bit long-winded, I apologize. Now what you may notice now is I've probably adjusted it wrong. So I'm probably really dark here, and the background is completely perfect. And this is the problem. Mobile phones don't have the same dynamic range as our like full frame cameras and things like that. But look at the amazing image you can get out of this. We've got a nice wide angle lens on there. We've got the ND going on there. I'm just gonna bring some of the ND back a little bit just to make sure that I'm actually exposed correctly. All right, I'm going for that. I'm at ND 8. That's the ND filter with the 18mm lens. Let's also test while we're here. Let's just see if we can pop on. I'll just show you guys what the filter, you know, the bloom, or the, what's it called? The Cine Bloom diffusion filter, how that looks. Now, I think this may be able to screw into these filters again so you can stack them up, but I'm not sure how to do that right now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna line this up over the actual video that we can see. So take a look at the scene, how it is right now. Take a look at the highlights and everything in the skies. Take a look at my skin tone. And then when I put this over, does it make a difference? Does it change? It should change, because we are getting 10%. So it's actually a really subtle amount here. And I think it'd be better if I tested this in a controlled environment with some lamps and stuff like that. So I will be making separate videos for all the items that's in the videos today as proper reviews, but I just wanted to do a really an overview of all the equipment that's been sent out to me to take a look at in this video. So it might be a long video, but it's not a full review on every single item. Bear that in mind. And while we're on that, let's segue to the next lens. And I think this lens is my favorite lens out of the bunch. It's absolutely beautiful. Wait. One thing I forgot to test before we move on to the next lens is how close is the minimal focus on this thing, and how wide are we actually gaining? Now, I did do a dropping it on there to see how wide it is, but I'm gonna see if I can try and take it off, put it back on so you guys can see the width, or I'm gonna stand in the same spot. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna get real close just to see how close we can focus. So that's my hand directly on the lens. I'm gonna move back, and just see where it decides to gain focus in it. Because I know on some of the other lenses, they've got some really nice close minimum focus on these things. So I'm really close to the lens right now. I could put my nose on the thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm really close to it. I'm gonna stand right here. This is my line, this is my spot. So this is with the 18mm lens on it, and I'm gonna take that off and show you what the standard Samsung lens looks like. Back to my spot, and now this is what it looks like with the standard Samsung lens. Any different? Okay, let's move on to the next lens. All right, so now we're gonna move on to my favorite lens, and this is the 58 telephoto lens from Moment. And this thing is absolutely gorgeous. You're gonna love what you're gonna see right now if I can get this out of the bag. When I get this out of the bag, oh my goodness, you're gonna love what you see. You're gonna love it. Anyway, here's the actual lens itself. it's a fair size. Now, bear in mind, these are going onto mobile phones, right? So they are fair sizes. Let me just take off the back cap here, and then the front cap there. And then you can actually see the glass itself. And then obviously it goes into the little T series at the back. 58 on the side, Momo on the other. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screw this directly into the ND filter, like so. That's good to go. And then I'm gonna leave on ND4. I'm just gonna attach this to the camera right now. So let's pop this one on here. Yeah. And that locks into place like that. Now we are telephoto. I might need to just bring the camera back up just a little bit because I'm not sure where we're gonna be in focus now. So let's go with about that. There's my hand. All right, cool. Now I'm not sure if I will be lit correctly in this scenario. So I apologize if I'm a little bit dark, but look at this lens. Look how beautiful it is. Like when I start to get a bit closer now, the separation behind me to this lens, now it feels like I'm shooting on a bigger censored camera. It feels like I'm shooting at least on a 1-inch sensor camera, or kind of like, you know, that kind of APS-C kind of style lens going on here. It's so nice. I feel like it renders a real filmic look to it. So if you're going for that cinematic vibe, this 58mm, and look how nice the close focus is on this thing. Oh, it's delicious, man. So I took this lens out a few times last week and I got some really nice footage with this thing. I'll probably show some of that on the screen right now. So not only does it give you beautiful separation between your subject, like myself, and the background, but it also gives you a really clean scene. Like if I was just to walk away, I don't really want to do it because you'll see me in my shorts, but if I was to walk away, you'll see how clean this lens can get. Let me just walk away a bit. I don't know if you can pick me up audio wise, but look at the colors. Look at the clean, the sharpness, the clarity of this lens is incredible. And when you stop it down using NDs and get the correct lighting, this thing can look absolutely drastically dramatic. I'm laughing over there because a guy is literally just nearly crashed into my car. He's like an inch away just because he was watching me doing a video. I'll leave you guys to think of your own decisions on this lens, but close focus is pretty close. I can put my hand there. I'm basically touching the lens. Now about 3 inches away. I'm about 6 inches away from the lens now. And then when I come back here, the focus back up. And one thing to mention that I really love about this lens is how much character the lens has itself. So it takes away that typical digital look that we get in our mobile phones, and it's giving this character to it. Like I've noticed, like towards the left side of the lens, for some reason we have a little like smearing kind of thing, which I look for in lenses. When I'm looking for lenses of character, I'm trying to get something that renders the backgrounds to have a little bit of not that typical linear focus in a line. I want it kind of tilted because it kind of gives you that weird off the skelter kind of feel, and I like that. Some people may not like it, but obviously if you're using the pro version of any mobile phone nowadays, you can kind of adjust what settings are like, you know, being used inside the phone, especially with like iPhones. I think you can change the actual f-stops and stuff like that. Man, it's getting so breezy. But yeah, I love the character of this lens. I hope it's coming across in this video. What I might do is actually just take the camera off the phone, off the tripod, and just do a little quick montage so you can see how dope this lens looks. I should have done that with the other lenses. I'm being biased towards this one, right? Sorry. Right then. So now we have our anamorphic lens on a mobile phone, which is just wild, right? So we should be getting a whole different look now. It should be more letterboxed. It should be more widespread. There's no kind of torches or anything I have that I could kind of show you the line that happens with anamorphic lenses, but hopefully you should see that. There's so much more character now. It's so much different to what we've been used to seeing with the normal Samsung lenses, and hopefully I can throw back some of those shots of me stood here earlier just using the Samsung lens or earlier on, but you should see now it's got like a whole different like background blur to it. Now, I'm not sure what the minimum focus is like on this lens, but I guess we'll test it right now. So here's my hand, and I'm just gonna pop that filter right now. I'm just gonna move it back slowly. I'm pretty convinced that all that's gonna be out of focus. I'm presuming, I could be wrong, but let me just stand up close just so you can see the details of my dirty, dry skin and old pores. I'm getting an old man right now. Let's see. I might be completely blurry, and I am apologizing right now if you're just getting a close-up of my blurry face, but I like the way lenses kind of render backgrounds when you get up close, especially on smaller sensors like mobile phones, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go back a little bit. Hopefully the background may be looking a little bit different. We've got a little bit of speckled light coming through the forest now, which look quite nice. And I'm gonna go back to the same spot. This is the same spot I've been recording all the other videos on, all the other lenses. This is where I've been stood. So we get an idea of how it looks compared to those lenses there. What do you think? Real nice, huh? I haven't really had the opportunity to test this in the correct environment. It's summertime here right now. I've also got children, so heading out late night, it's a whole thing. It's just a whole thing. But yeah, what do you think? Nice lens, huh? I really want to test it out in the right environment. So out at night with some strobe lights kind of going on. But take a look at the background. Take a look at the rendering. Look at the character. It's so different to what we normally get on our more normal mobile phone lenses. You've really got to make sure that the lens is lined up correctly, because if it's not, look how much this thing blurs out. Like just the slight movements, it just skews off the whole image. So you got to make sure you're lined up pretty straight. And I don't think I've even lined that up straight. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it how it is right now. But yeah, I hope it's come out all right, and I hope you've enjoyed these quick tests of all these bits and bobs that I've got for a moment. My question is as well, I really wonder how each one of these lenses render colors. Like, you've been watching the video now, are they rendering the colors completely different in every single scene? Like, you know, is each lens got its own little color cast? That's something I might have to look into on my review. But looking at the back of this screen here with this lens on it, I feel like the greens have a different push or a different tone to it, which looks a little bit more cinematic. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's anamorphic and it's making my brain believe that it looks more cinematic, but I don't know. One thing you gotta bear in mind, looking on the back of the screen looks absolutely horrendous. Right now my head looks so elongated. All right, so my phone, and this is the problem, my phone is running out of memory now all the time, so every single take I keep making, it just keeps cutting out, and it's not telling me that it's stopping, so I apologize. I hope all the information I've needed to get across has came across in these videos so far. All right, so that's it for today's video. I hope I've done justice all these items. There was so much to go through in this video. It's not a full review like I've been saying throughout the video, but I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of all the items that I've been given here to test out. So like I said, it's not a review video of all the items. I will make a full review video of every single item in due course on my channel. If you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment on which lens or whatever or accessory you like the most, and make sure you subscribe so you can catch all the videos that are coming in the future. All right, anyway, I'm tired, I'm cold, and I will catch you in whichever video happens to come next. Peace.